In many different cultures and religions, mirrors are seen as portals to other dimensions. Mirrors are artifacts that have been used in satanic rituals for centuries. They were the introduction to a spiritual realm outside human knowledge. How much of an effect can mirrors really have on the human world? Can humans intervene with said spiritual realm through these portals? Welcome to the House of Horrors. Today we're going to dive into a truly horrific story about one girl's experience with a haunted mirror. My name's Olivia. It was summer, and this meant new adventures. My friends Eva, Joe, Styles, and Zoe loved to explore, and we packed ourselves to our liking. 1 week ago, we lost the bet to the boys, and they chose a trip to Hot Springs Resort in Virginia. There are rumours that the place is said to be haunted by ghosts. However, those things aren't real. I believe in two things: the afterlife where dead people go, and the earth where living people are. However, I was proven wrong. We arrived at the venue, and we were exhausted. We all scrambled to get our luggage and pay the driver. I stood in front of the Hot Springs Resort gates. I loved the beauty and vastness of the hotel. The atmosphere was quiet and peaceful to my liking. We walked in and took our bags to the booked hotel. We were handed the keys by the receptionist and made our way to the room. I opened the door and was hit with a surprising chill. This place gives me chills. Maybe it is haunted, my friend said. Maybe the ghost wants some donuts, I sarcastically replied. We walked into our room and it was beautiful. I liked the decor. From the look of the boys, they seemed unhappy and unsure of their choice. It seems they expected more. I walked to the girls' bedroom and found many antique mirrors facing the beds. I took several mirrors and tucked them neatly away in the closet. Still, with some of the mirrors put away, there was still a lot left. I could see my own reflection all throughout the room. What's up with all these mirrors? I thought to myself. As night began to arrive, everyone made their way to bed. I walked into the bathroom and turned on the shower. As the bathroom began to fog up with the moisture from the hot shower, I began to feel uneasy. It felt almost as if I was being watched, or someone was in the room with me. I opened the curtain slightly and peeked out. No one. I'm making myself paranoid is what I thought. I kept showering and the feeling remained. I again peeked out the shower, this time looking at the mirror. That was when I first saw it. I initially was so overcome with fear I didn't know how to react. I simply stared at it. It was a black figure that hovered in front of the mirror. It looked taller than an average person and made no attempt to move. It just stood there. I waited for a few seconds holding my breath. Then, like nothing, it just disappeared. That was the first time I saw it. I went to bed that night with doubts as to what I had seen. Could it have been my imagination, or did I really see it? The next day I woke up relieved and went to my friends. We went out and toured the city. There was so much history and beauty all around. As once we had a moment to relax, I explained to my friends what I had saw the night before. I explained the uneasy feeling and how I couldn't move when I saw it. I described its figure and the way it stood in a foreboding manner. They all thought I was bluffing, of course. They didn't believe me, considering how much of a skeptic I was when it came to the supernatural. I felt rather defeated by their remarks, but again, blamed what I thought I saw on paranoia. As night approached, we all retreated to our bedrooms once again. I showered and changed to settle down to my comfy sheets after a long day of sightseeing. I turned off the lights and began to doze off. It was around 3:30 in the morning when I woke up from my sleep. The room was freezing cold and felt strangely eerie. I sat up on my bed and looked around me. I looked and saw my reflection in the mirrors that were around my bed. The feeling of fear hit me all at once. I felt out of place. I heard a faint creak from the wooden floors. I looked towards the direction of the sound, and as if I had triggered something. The sound of running filled the room, as if someone was running laps all around the room without rest. I looked around frantically, looking for who was in there. The running became overwhelmingly louder, and my fear grew. There's no one in my room. Where is this coming from? Who's in here? I screamed. Leave me alone. The running stopped the moment I spoke. The room was dead silent with only the sound of my frightened breathing. I looked everywhere expecting to find someone. One of my friends playing a prank on me. It had to be that. I had to be imagining all of this. I couldn't bear to fall asleep again and wait until next morning. Next morning I was barely myself. All I could think about was what I saw and what I'd heard. I kept trying to make a logical explanation as to what had happened. My friends noticed that I was obviously upset and urged me to talk to them. I explained to them that I had experienced something new last night and that I was frightened. I explained the way the room felt and how the running sounded. How it was impossible for it to have been a person. The running was too fast and repetitive. It felt inhuman. They reassured me that it was nothing but my mind playing tricks. They told me I had nothing to worry about and that I just needed to relax. I felt helpless. I looked like a fool and no one believed me. The thought of sleeping alone was killing me. So I asked Zoe if she could spend the night with me in case it happened again. She assured me it wouldn't, but agreed. The night arrived and I was already beginning to feel uneasy. Zoe tried her best to distract me with TV shows and fun activities. We talked and laughed until I felt the feeling begin to dissolve. I felt better knowing she was with me. Once we settled down to sleep, I was comforted knowing I wasn't alone. I fell asleep. A cool breeze is what awoke me. I felt a sense of coolness in my room. I looked beside me and Zoe was nowhere to be seen. Zoe? I called out. Maybe she'd gone to the bathroom. I got up to check, and she wasn't there. She said she would stay here with me. A giggle. Zoe? I called out again. Stop messing around. I heard a louder giggle and fast footsteps. Zoe, this isn't funny. I ran and sat on my bed looking around. In the corner of my eye, I saw what looked like a shadow. Zoe, I see you, I said, turning around. But there it was once more. In the reflection of the mirror was the black figure that I'd seen in my first night there. Except this time I could see more of its features. This black figure that I could barely see the first time was much more visible. It had facial features I'll never forget. It had a slender face with prominent cheekbones. Its large eyes were nothing but the whites. It was wearing a smile on its face, a smile that extended from one end to the other. It had teeth that were razor-edged and stout. Its body was nothing but dark skin and bones. It stood there staring at me. I was visibly shaking and internally screaming for help. It slowly turned around to face me and began walking towards me slowly. Then all at once, it began to sprint towards me. I screamed and covered my eyes. Olivia, you're dreaming, wake up. I was shaken awake by Zoe. I was drenched in sweat and had tears streaming down my cheeks. I couldn't do this anymore. I told Zoe what happened and pleaded for her to believe me. I couldn't keep experiencing this. I was tired of feeling afraid. I'm leaving today, I told my friends. I never really knew if my friend believed what I saw, if they thought I was just making this up. But I know what I saw. I left that hotel and never went back. I'm still yet to understand what it was, where it came from. What I did know though, was that it came from those mirrors. It used those mirrors to enter our world, and it almost got me.